second. Yeah, we on that time. 60 on the board, now we start that climb. Get ready, get set, yeah, the moment's now. When it hits zero, we gon' show you how. Run! Yeah. Yeah. 50 seconds, feel the energy rise. Heartbeat fast, yeah, you feel that vibe. Lights get bright, yeah, the stage gets set. We ain't even started, but you ain't ready yet. 40 on the clock, now we pick up pace. Every second count, yeah, we in that race. Crowd tuned in, yeah, they locked in tight. Whole room buzzing, yeah, we taking flight. Yeah, 30 seconds left, now we turn it up. No slowing down, gotta fill that cup. Energy peaking, yeah, it's building fast. Blink one time, might miss that blast. 40 on the clock, yeah, we feel to the heat. Baseline knocking, got you out your seat. Hands go up, yeah, we ready to go. Whole vibe shift when we hit that flow. 10, 9, feel that energy climb. 8, 7, yeah, it's almost time. 6, 5, yeah, we live right now. 4, 3, let me hear that crowd. Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill. Break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill. Talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts. Hydration, motivation, every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah, you know the name. Keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games. Real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure. Tap in right now, Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. Stevethekidneynurse.
Hey everyone, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the first episode of Dialysis in Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse. I'm Steve, aka Steve the Kidney Nurse. Quick update before we get started. Our scheduled guest can't join us today. Now, I know a lot of you were looking forward to that conversation, dating on dialysis. Now, we'll absolutely reschedule that interview, and I'll post the new date on the Dialysis in Life Facebook page as soon as it is set. It's unfortunate. But while we wait, I want to keep this time valuable for you. For anyone new here, let me share a little bit about this show. Dialysis in Life is a weekly live show where I talk honestly and warmly, not just me, but we talk honestly and warmly about living with kidney disease and dialysis. Now, each week, we're going to bring you what's known as a spotlight story from a kidney warrior, a nurse tip with practical clinic tested advice, a live Q&A where I answer your questions in real time. We're going to have a caregivers corner for partners and family. We're going to have a road to recovery segment if you had a transplant and you're on your road to recovery. And last but not least, we're going to have a segment called Resource Roundup with groups, apps, and tools that can help you. Now tonight, since our guest couldn't make it, we'll do what I call a nurse's tip, and a live Q&A if we got anyone in the chat. Now I have TikTok going. I'm not sure how many people are watching. Yeah, 5 people watching on live stream right now. So if you have any questions you have for me, whether it's concerning, dialysis, kidney disease, the show, please put it in the chat. So let's do a quick nurse's tip to start. The first one I'm going to talk about is protect your access. But before we get to that, I would like to take a brief pause for the cause and put up a disclaimer. Now, the information broadcast on Dialysis Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse is provided for educational and informational purposes only, and is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. So, with that out the way, let's talk about protecting your access. Now, if you're on here for the first time and you're like, what this guy talking about protecting your access? You don't have anything to do with kidney disease and kidney failure. That's okay. Because I want to tell you, get checked for kidney disease. The life you save may be your own. But what we're going to talk about is protecting one's access. When someone starts dialysis, they either have a catheter, which you have right here. They either have a catheter, a fistula in their arm, and the fistula is using your own veins, your vein and your artery. They sew them together to create one large vein. And then you have a graft, which is a man-made, not device, but tubing made out of Gore-Tex graft material, polyurethane type material. And they sew one into the vein and then the other into the artery. And that's your graft. Now, most kidney warriors and in the industry refer this as a lifeline. And so if you have an access in your arm and you knew, and you have a family member, hey, PTs, good evening. Welcome. If you have a family member or even yourself and you go to the hospital or go somewhere, do not let anyone take a blood pressure reading in the arm that has the access. Do not let them draw any blood from their arm. And most importantly, you want to avoid tight sleeves, right? Tight sleeves or heavy straps. And what I mean by that, like pushing your sleeve up to where it gets tight. And see what happens, it can compress the access. It can compress the access. And if you compress the access, you might stop the movement of blood going through there. And then the next thing you know, your access is not working. Now, to prevent that, what you want to do, your loved one, is you want to check for the thrill in the bruit each day. The thrill is what the movement of blood through the vein or the access. And then the bruit is the pulsation. I probably had that backwards. Either way, you want to check for the thrill. And you can do that with your hand. Now, if you want to listen to the brew it, you're going to have to get yourself, it don't have to be a fancy stethoscope like this. Order one off of Amazon. And what you do is you put this over the access. And you're going to hear whoosh, you're going to hear that. If you don't have a stethoscope, you're like, Steve, man, it's tight right now. And Lord knows it is tight financially for a lot of people. And I say, use your ear. Put your access up to your ear, and you can hear it. Now, when you check in your access each day, especially if you got a mom or dad on dialysis and you stand with them, you should be checking their access. Because Lord knows if they're doing it or not. They got enough on their plate. This is where the time where most people say, Steve, what can I do to help my family? And then I'll say, one, this right here, checking their access each day. 3 times a day, not once a day, but morning, noon, and night. Helping them with their medicine. There's a host of things you can do. Now, when you check in the access, if you see redness, swelling, you had sudden pain, or notice that the thrill has weakened or gone, you make sure you call not only your dialysis clinic right away, but the surgeon. The surgeon who put that access in your arm, you want to go back to the author, the creator. All right? Because they know your arm. Also, as I always preach this on TikTok, keep your site clean and protected from bumps. And if you're traveling, bring a photo and your access information so any new team members know what to do. How many of you been traveling and you visited a clinic and whoever was assigned to you didn't get it right? Maybe they had to restick you or call someone else over. So, again, if you traveling, and you don't even have to be traveling. I challenge you tomorrow. TikTok, I challenge you, if you're watching this and you go to dialysis, I challenge you today. If you go to dialysis tomorrow, when you go into treatment and you walk past that sink that's near the scale, I challenge you to wash your access before you go sit down. Many patients that go to outpatient dialysis walk right by the sink. They get their weight and walk right by it and see what's going to happen or what's already been happening. You just probably haven't noticed. Some people notice. A lot of these companies are cutting back on their supplies. You may once seen big alcohol pads in packets like this. Now they're down to here. They may only wipe your arm with one swipe, 2 swipes. You think the germs are gone? TikTok, you think the germs are gone? 1 swipe, 2 swipes? No. This is why going to the sink, that's why it's there for you, chat. You go to dialysis, that's why that sink is there. So when you go into treatment, you got the antimicrobacterial soap, you lather up your arm, and you let that warm water brush that soap off, right? And they got the towels for you to clean your arm. Most people miss the mark. Now, here's another tip I would like to share, right? 15 minutes, and then we're going to call it a show. Normally, the show is 60 minutes. But since at the last minute, my guest canceled, I want to keep it 100. I didn't have a backup plan. But I like that. Because if you do a podcast where you have guests on, anything can happen. Last minute cancellation, equipment problems. This is where you have to learn how to adapt and overcome. And that's why I'm so glad that I have military experience, because there's been many times I had to adapt and overcome to get the mission accomplished. So let's talk about another tip I have for you guys and girls that I would like to share. It's called Thirst Busters. Thirst Busters. Tips for fluid control. Okay? Tips for fluid control. Now, what you might say is, Steve, I say, yeah. Why are you talking about tips for fluid control? And here's what I would tell you. In a lot of places across this world, right now, there are regions where kidney warriors live that it is really, really hot. And you know, and I know, for many kidney warriors, when they get hot, some people have a hard time managing their fluid. Have a hard time, chat, managing their fluid, right? I see you, Woody. Salute. But check this out. Today, we're going to discuss tips for fluid control as what I call thirst busters. Okay? So, with that being said, let's jump into, as I talk about this, we're going to jump in to your questions. and see what's on your mind tonight. Now, if you're having issues, if you just started dialysis, your mom, your dad, your wife, your husband, your partner, your brother, sister, auntie, uncle, if you just started dialysis, right, and you having a hard time managing your fluids, let me give you some tips. You may have already heard of this. The tips I'm going to go over. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But if you're struggling to control your fluid and you just started dialysis, hopefully these tips that I'm about to share can help you manage your fluid. 1, suck on frozen grapes, strawberries, blueberries, and lemon wedges. Huh? What did I just say? Suck on frozen grapes, strawberries, blueberries, and lemon wedges. 2, chew gum to help produce saliva. You know, when you say, oh, my mouth is dry. Instead of drinking more fluid to quench your thirst, right? Chew gum to help produce more saliva. Sports gum, such as quench gum, helps to relieve dry mouth and quench thirst. Another one, use a spray bottle filled with lemon-flavored water to spritz the mouth. A spray bottle filled with lemon-flavored water to spritz the mouth. Here's an important tip. Limit salty and spicy foods, as they will increase your thirst. Did you hear what I said, TikTok? YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching, limit salty and spicy foods, as they will increase your thirst. Now, you may say, Steve, and I say, yeah. Why is that? And I'll say, have you ever taken chemistry? He's like, what? Like, say what? Say, have you ever taken chemistry? They're like, no. And I'll say, well, there's something called the element table, element board, whatever. And you have these different, formulas, or like for calcium, you had it Ca molecules. But the hydrogen molecule and the sodium bond together. So they say, wherever, you ever heard the phrase, wherever salt goes, water follows? So you eat that chicken box, the Chinese food, pizza, anything spicy or salty, I guarantee you're going to break out the H2O. Hey, chat, the Pepsi, the Coke, a cola, Mr. Pibbs, whatever. You're going to be thirsty. So limit that. And I guarantee you it will help. And also, let me tell you something. That spicy and salty food will push up your blood pressure. Another tip you can use: enjoy a piece of hard candy like mints, lemon drops, or sour candies. Now, you can get that. Let me tell you, you ain't got no trouble getting that, because many dialysis clinics, especially DaVita, have a Family Dollar right next door. And so you can go right next door and get a big bag of mints. We used to have patients to do that before they come to treatment. Another tip: rinse your mouth with a refreshing mouthwash daily. And most importantly, practice good oral hygiene. All right. Another tip: satisfy thirst by enjoying a frozen treat, such as a 3 fluid ounce frozen lemonade or flavored ice. How many of y'all out there go to Readers? I see you, Doc. Come on over to my YouTube channel. I see you, XYZ Steve. I'm on YouTube, Steve the Kidney Nurse, Facebook page and YouTube channel. How many of you like Readers? I know you got them in your town. You see the line when it's hot. You got a line for Italian ice. Sometime when I go there, I get the small mango gelato. You know what I'm saying? With the ice cream on the top. You know what I'm talking about, Doc? XYZ Steve. You know what I'm talking about? The gelato Reader's ice. So that over drinking a lot of fluid, because what that's going to do is going to make treatment more hard. And if XYZ Steve was on here or on the YouTube, he'd tell you, if we got to put off a lot of fluid, you tell that unit to use the what is it, Steve? I can't think of the device. It's on the tip of my tongue. It monitors your hemoglobin, right? Your O2 sat, the crit line. That's what it is. The crit line. He'll tell you, find a company that uses that so it can monitor your hemoglobin and your O2 saturation. All these type of devices are used in general for the patient to have a more favorable outcome with their treatment. Last but not least, another tip for fluid control is good blood sugar control. If you can control your blood sugar, that can help reduce your thirst. Now, controlling fluid intake will also help prevent fluid-related hospitalizations. And you see many people say, yeah, I was in a hospital. They had to do dialysis 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, because I had fluid on my lungs. You got to be careful with that. Also, controlling thirst can decrease the amount of fluid consumed and help achieve fluid goals. Now, in return, achieving fluid goals can reduce cramping, swelling, and difficulty breathing. And last but not least, the recommended, it may be different, but this is in the industry, the recommended daily fluid limit. What is it? If you're in the chat watching, what is the recommended daily fluid limit per day? Yep. I had someone on TikTok say, Mayha, 32 ounces. And also someone in the chat on my live, the preacher cigar man, 4060. I like that name. Thank you for joining my live stream. Seriously, thank you for that. And then P Teach, half one's body weight is actually 32 fluid ounces. So, with that being said, I'm not going to take up no more of your time. Again, this show was scheduled for an hour. I had a guest, and I'm not sure what happened, but things happen. Things happen. I'm not sure when we'll reschedule that show, but one thing I want to assure you is tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for it was supposed to be a follow-up special broadcast segment from this show. But since we didn't have our guest, who's a kidney warrior and created an admin for Dating on Dialysis Facebook group, which has 3.5 thousand members, group members, private group. We were going to follow up tomorrow with my guest, Jennifer Hill Gowan, kidney warrior and relationship coach. And she was a relationship coach before starting dialysis. Now, chat, this is going to be a show you're going to want to tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. I'm sorry, let me backpedal. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. So you guys live in Texas and Central Standard Time is going to be at 8 If you live on the East Coast, boom, it's going to be at 9. And that show tomorrow, I feel, is going to be a great, great show where we talk about Jennifer's life with kidney disease and her search for a kidney donor, as well as being a relationship coach and how she deals with her own relationship and kidney disease. Because it takes two. This disease doesn't just impact the person living with it, it impacts the entire family. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, Monday, May 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Central Standard. And before I end this broadcast, I would like to reiterate and reshare what Dialysis in Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse is about. As I mentioned, Dialysis in Life is a weekly live show where I talk honestly and warmly about living with kidney disease and dialysis. Now, each week, we're going to bring you a spotlight story from a kidney warrior. So if you want to be on the show, please hit my DM. We're booked up until July. But I may decide to get put a standby list in place. So if someone cancels at the last minute, if you're on that standby list, I'll reach out to you. But each week we share stories. Kidney Warrior have a nurse tip with practical, clinical, tested advice. What I just did, I went over thirst busters and tips about your access. A live Q&A where I answer your questions in real time. We're going to have a caregivers corner for partner and family segment. So if you're a caregiver, partner, and you want to come on the show and share your journey, experience, and how you navigate through this process with your loved one, please reach out to me. Also want to do what I call recovery road. If you had a kidney transplant and you want to come on the show and share your journey with your, having your transplant, any ups or downs, anything you want to get out there to let other kidney warriors know who may be on that same journey and seeking a transplant, of how you navigated through the process and what helped you stay level-headed through this process. Now, we know things happen, go up and down with emotions when it comes to dealing with kidney disease. Also, I want to do something called Resource Roundup, where we have maybe if you got a group you want to talk about, an app, or other tools that may help other kidney warriors and family navigate through this process, what we call kidney disease. So with that being said, I'd like to thank everyone who tuned in to the YouTube show, Facebook. You watching on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Thank you so much for coming out and watching the very first episode of Dialysis and Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse. And with that being said, As I mentioned, join me tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, as we welcome kidney warrior and relationship coach, all the way from Texas. That's where my daughter lives, my youngest daughter. All the way from Texas, Jennifer Hill Gowan. We see y'all tomorrow. Have a great evening. If you go to dialysis tomorrow, have a safe treatment. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed and encouraged. I'm your host, Steve the Kidney Nurse. We're out. Peace.
Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill, break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill, talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your number's off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts, hydration, motivation, every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Steve the Kidney Nurse, yeah, you know the name, keep your body in check, yeah, we play